I'm Tim, welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a model launched in 2005, an annual calendar. This is the Patek Philippe 5146R-001, 39 millimeters in diameter in rose gold. It measures a delightful 11.3 millimeters thick. It is 46.8 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw it on the wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it fits well. Being under 47 millimeters from lug to lug, I can recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, and I called it a delightful 11.3 millimeters thick because with a generously sloped case flank, it slides easily underneath a dress cuff of formal attire. Taking a quick look at the strap, you can see large rectangular scale alligator leather, semi-gloss on the top. There's a monotone stitch, a sheer cut side, some bolstering to give it thickness, and then on the underside you can see calf skin. It is a brand new Patek Philippe factory strap, reddish brown in color, and we have a Patek Philippe factory folding clasp, a single fold deployant. You can see it is polished and branded internally. And then it's got the lovely corporate logo of Patek Philippe, the Calatrava cross on the outside. We have a polished case flank with lovely blended lugs, Calatrava style. It's very fluid in form with handsome compound curves that flow into each other and graceful arcing downturned lug profiles with a domed and somewhat stepped in bezel. You can see how the bezel's been stepped in from the case flank to create more of a tiered look and the impression of a thinner case. There are some pusher adjusters that can be used for correcting the calendar, and you can see that the crown is somewhat countersunk into the case flank to create a little bit less of a protuberant crown profile. It's a bit more graceful blended in. The dial is a sort of off-white ecru or cream lacquer, a wonderful glossy gleam look, almost like wet paint. There's a railroad track outboard for reading the seconds and the minutes. We have leaf-style hands, and we have lovely faceted and polished dart-style indices with tri-Arabic numerals 9, 12, and 3. And then there's a little power reserve indicator up at 12 o'clock. Let's do a quick loom shot because this watch, though a dress watch, is loomed. The idea here is that Patek wants you to think of this as an all-the-time watch, not a novelty piece, not something you only wear at Red Bar or when you're going to a wedding. This is for all the time. Annual calendar, a complication Patek Philippe invented and patented in 1996. They created the first annual calendar. This is their innovation. So you have the day, you have the date, you have the month, you have the moon phase, then you have the little power reserve indicator because being a complex calendar, you don't want it to run dry. You want to make sure that you wind it up and top it off so you don't need to reset the calendar. The annual calendar only needs one reset a year during the jump from February to March. On the reverse side, you could see a contemporary version of caliber 324, which is a central rotor automatic long-serving at Patek. 45-hour power reserve, unidirectional winding action, which is more efficient than bidirectional. It uses ceramic rotor bearings for still more efficiency. The balance beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 hertz. It is adjusted in 6 positions, and it has a free-sprung gyromax style architecture for precision of adjustment and shock tolerance. It's also adjusted in 6 positions, so when you combine the Patek seal, the silicone hairspring, which is also anti-magnetic, the gyromax style balance, and the 6-position adjustment, Patek swears that that watch, or it will attest that that watch, is capable of keeping time to no worse than -3 plus 2 seconds per 24 hours. This watch comes with an accuracy guarantee from Patek, something that precious few brands will do. As you can see, the watch is decorated in elaborate fashion with linear Côte de Genève across the bridges, circular Côte de Genève across the rotor. There's engine turn perlage on the center of the rotor, on the click wheel adjacent to it, as well as on the base plate underneath the balance. The bevels are started by mechanical means but finished by hand, which is why you can see that ultimately they are rounded and mirrored. We have polished pegs that are used for locating the bridges. You can see 3 of them polished on their head, helping to locate the balance cock. We have black polished screws with chamfered slots and circumference, and then all the wheels, such as they are, you can see, for example, the ratchet wheel and the terminal end of the drivetrain right underneath my finger. Those are satinated, and all of this is water resistant down to 30 meters. Reach out to Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.